Yo, what is going on, guys? We are back today for another Professor X video, another Grandmaster video. Finally, man, I have been, I've missed this fight, man. I've missed it. It's a really good time. I actually tried Magneto against this fight a little while ago when he was getting buffed, Red Magneto, but he's actually not immune to the inverted controls. He's immune to like delirium and stuff, but in his actual abilities, there is no immunity to inverted controls, so it doesn't work for the Grandmaster fight. So that sucks. It was a big shock, and I died like right as I got to that phase. I was expecting to be immune, but Professor X is actually immune to those inverted controls completely, similar to Mr. Sinister. It's in his actual base kit abilities. So I was thinking, Professor X should be a pretty good champ to fight Grandmaster with. So the first fight with him here, you see he starts the fight. It's all blue. It's so cool, man. I absolutely love Professor X's animations. They're so nice. What does suck about this fight, though, unfortunately, is his big one of my favorite things about Professor X here is his safety net with his falter mechanic, where it's on cooldown for the first 10 seconds of the fight, but after that, if you get hit by any basic attacks, the opponent's gonna miss. But in the Grandmaster's base abilities, he's immune to evade, auto block, and miss. He counters all of it, so it is not gonna work. So if I do get hit, I'm gonna get hit. He'll falter. He'll get the falter passive on him, but it's not gonna make him miss, unfortunately. But that's okay. It's really that immunity to the inverted controls is just so huge, and Professor X actually has above average block proficiency as well, which is really good. I love champions that just have good block proficiency. His shielding animation is actually really cool. It looks like he's like projecting an X-Men logo or something, kind of like how Nick Fury projects the shield logo. I really like that. It looks really cool. Yeah. So, with the Grandmaster here, I'm taking a very different approach than normally. A lot of the time, I'll just go for intercepts, just bang them out, just late intercepts, But I was finding that the Grandmaster was just not very aggressive against me with Professor X. I was like, I'll just play nice and slow. We'll go through a couple of these first phases, whatever, If we do it that way, we're at 97% health. That's pretty good. And then the important thing here is to spam heavies in between these phases. As long as you have the character you're using can keep the opponent pinned against the wall, you definitely want to do this in those in-between phases, just because it guarantees that you won't slip up and get hit, because Grandmaster's unblockable in the infuriation phase, and he can definitely catch you. So yeah, we get in a bunch of hits here. We push him to a bar of power, no problem. The first one's whiff. There we go, get that whiff out of the way. And yeah, now we're on track, man. So in this second phase, what I like to do personally is just try to hit him as much as possible, to give him as much power as possible, to bait out as many specials as possible, to get as many tokens of competence as possible, so that you can just get through this phase. Try to get through it as quick as you can. Something kind of weird here is that we applied the mind control to the Grandmaster, and it made his power go white. So I think it worked in the fact that he was locked from using his special attacks, but he wasn't power locked because he was still gaining power. But I'm pretty sure he's immune to power control stuff. Maybe he'll be immune to Professor X is power blocking him out of using his specials, because this is like a brand new mechanic. But yeah, I just found that pretty interesting. I was wondering how that would work, but it's not really a big deal if it works or not, because it doesn't really matter unless the only time I could see it like where you'd really want to be able to lock him out of his powers if you accidentally push him to an L3 and you're about to like switch phases, or you're about to kill him, or if he's at an L2 and you just don't want to take the block damage and the fight's almost over or something like that. That'd be like one of the only scenarios where I could even see it being like useful. Yeah, so we actually had 22 tokens of competence from this first round, which is really good. Right here I have a prowess up, so I was going to try to get off a special one. I only got off the first hit, unfortunately. I was wondering how much damage the rest of that would have done. But yeah, so I'm going to get one token of blunder? Yeah, blunder. 1 token of blunder each time because I can't apply a damage over time effect to him with only having my L1 and everything like that. So it's 1 guaranteed token of blunder, but that's okay. I'm not going to be sitting in this phase for too long, and I'll get rid of those tokens of blunder. The goal is to get out of this phase in 2 cycles. So he gives you 5 challenges each cycle. It's always the same 5 in the second phase. And yeah, so I just want to get as many tokens of confidence so I can get out of this with only doing 2 cycles, because I don't really want to sit here for any longer. But again, here you see he's mind controlled, so he's not able to throw that special attack, and then once it wears off he's able to throw it. But like, I didn't really even want to mind control him because like I want him to be throwing those specials just to build up more tokens. And here we're lagging a little bit. That was weird. That's why they call me Legacy. It's because I lag. Just gotta get used to it, man. But yeah, we're at 12 tokens of competence here, about to be 15, and then we should be able to get 1 more from the last challenge. It's not quite the 22 I had before. Or no, I'm not going to get another one because this one's inflict damage over time. I think I failed one of them earlier. I'm not sure which one I failed. It might have been the crit one. I don't know. But yeah, I put him to another special one to get some more tokens off before he gets wounded. And then I'm trying to get him down to 30% health right here. So I'm trying to just get in as many hits as I can. Because I don't want to sit here for another cycle. Go for the special one. And he's at 31%. I'm like, dude, are you serious? 1% from pushing him into the next phase. And like, maybe I can just do enough damage on my regular attacks to push him into it. But you know, he has like a 10 million health pool. So it's 1% is a lot. But yeah, I do push him. I think it's like right here. Yeah, I push him into the next phase. I'm like, okay, perfect. That's great. And it's good because I get him right up against the wall too. So again, I can just spam these heavies and we're good. And now in this final phase, this is where Professor X's actual abilities are actually going to come in handy as well because of the channeling charges and everything. So when we put him under mind control, we're actually going to be able to retain power after throwing special attacks, which is actually really huge. Because, you know, in this fight, a lot of the time you'll get the knockdown challenge on the Grandmaster, but, you know, a lot of the time you want to hold your power for an L3 so you can deal the damage cap on it once he's wounded. But sometimes the fight forces you to throw that power. But if he's mind controlled, you retain a ton of that power. So I was looking forward to that happening here. I was thinking that could be pretty good. So we get the stand still one, super easy. I'm baiting these specials the second he gets to that bar of power, and he's throwing it right away, which is great, man. Getting a great AI, really throwing those specials. You gotta love when they cooperate with you. And strike my block, that one's easy too. And you can see, so the inverted controls timer is about to trigger here. It's like 1 frame from triggering. But once it does trigger, just nothing happens. It just goes away. And I'm pretty sure it goes away for the rest of the fight because we're just immune to it, so there's no point in it staying. So yeah, here I go for a little combo. What I should have done is just thrown the L3 just immediately. I should have thrown it immediately because I was thinking, once I started doing those combos, I'm like, wait, I can throw this special 3 and maybe I can loop back to another special 3. So that's what my plan was. But I wasted too many hits at the start. I think if I didn't do those like 3 or 4 initial hits, I could have gone back to another special 3 and went back to back, which would have been pretty slick. But as you can see right now, I'm already at 100% power, so I'm ready to throw another special 3 for the next wounded phase. So yeah, dude, everything's going really, really good in this fight. I'm still at 90% health. Just this third phase is so simple when you don't have to worry about inverted controls. It is just a million times easier, man. Like, can't stress that enough. It's so stressful. Like, I'm fine with playing inverted, but it's going from not inverted to inverted and inverted to not inverted. Just like, that's where it gets trippy because, you know, switching and you have to adapt on the fly, you know, that's where you really get tripped up. So yeah, we're getting good challenges too. The stand still is super easy. Strike my block's also really easy. And what's this last one that we get? I think it's knocked down, I believe. Let's see. I just did this fight. I recorded this like 10 minutes ago. I already forgot. Yeah, it is knocked down. Okay, so what I was trying to do here is to channel my way to 100. Now drop this, and then we're gonna retain, I think it's 70% of our power. So we're gonna be at an L2 while he's wounded. So what I could do is, I could get back to another special 3, or I could go for special 2. And I haven't really thrown a special 2 yet, so I decided just to throw the special 2. And boom, the first hit does a damage cap. We didn't even get to see what the second hits would have done. And yeah, I just go for the intercept right off the bat. Boom, nail it, perfect, get him in the corner. At this point, this looks like a GG. We're at 91% health, but right here he throws an extra light, trips me up. You see he gets the falter, but again, he doesn't miss. So at this point, I'm just chilling, and then I see an opening for another intercept. I just go ahead and take it, and he's wounded, and that's GG. So Grandmaster soloed by Professor X. I think he's a top 5 candidate for the fight. Anyone with immunity to inverted controls, man, is definitely a really good candidate for the fight. So yeah, highly recommend Professor X for the Grandmaster. Yeah, I had a really good time soloing it. It was really great to get into this fight again. But yeah, that's going to do it for this video. If you guys enjoyed the solo with 6-star rank 3 Professor X, drop a like, subscribe if you like to see more content. If you guys have any more requests with Professor X, let me know. I still have him on the beta for a while. So yeah, that's going to do it. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out.